So here is the new Pano Verb amp. Over 4 years in the making with Jack, and we're finally here, and it's super exciting. And I brought one home from the office to play it a little bit. I don't know if I can crank it up as loud as I'd like to for some of the sounds, but I thought I'd at least give you another sort of taste of what it sounds like. If we go on the front here, I'm sure all the specs will be online. But ultimately, we combined a little bit of Jack's Verb as far as the circuit, and he also has a Vibrasonic, which had these knobs and had a really interesting feature that I'll mention in a minute. And then also his King, so the best of his 3 amps that he loves. So as I said, this first part is the amp circuit is pretty much a Verb with a mid control. You have the boost at the front here that clicks on. Sorry, this one. Then you have the reverb control, and this idea came from his Vibrasonic, which had the ability that when you plugged into the vibrato channel, the first channel turned into EQ controls for the reverb. So we did that here, and again, you can click on the mix to turn it on. Then you have bass and treble controls for the reverb, so you can make it very bright or very dark, and then dwell just makes it kind of sustain forever. The split and full switch is where you split the reverb between just the 10-inch speaker, or you can have it in both speakers, the 10 and the 15. So he likes doing that because then he can blend between the two when he's recording or live and get that sort of meaty tone without the reverb on the 15, and then more of a bright sort of sparkly tone with the reverb on that side. And then we have harmonic tremolo in mono and stereo, and this sounds incredible. So when it's in mono, it's going through both speakers at the same time. When it's in stereo, it's actually modulating between the speakers. And this is a big reason why we have 2 different power amps for this. It has 2 6L6s and 2 6V6s, and it's actually alternating between both power amps, which is super cool. I should mention the little lightning bolt. I think he mentions in his video, he wanted that because he got tired of looking around for the switch when he was on stage, so he knows where it is at all times, and we thought that was kind of a cool little feature. So, all right, let's get to playing. Okay, here's the amp without the reverb or tremolo on. Volume's at about 4, EQ controls are at 5.5 right in the middle there. Drive is off, so this is just the sound of the amp by itself. Okay, I've clicked on the reverb. I have everything pretty much set at noon, and reverb's going through both speakers. I'm not going to go through every single setting on this amplifier. The video would be too long, and I'm not sure how much it'll come through on my iPhone, so I figured I'd just give you a taste. So, beautiful sounding reverb. Here you go. So I've put the mix up to about 8, dwells about 6, give you kind of the idea of the very swimmy sound it has, and then maybe I will hit the split so that you can hear that even when it gets kind of very swimmy, you'll still get the signal coming through, so you get the best of both. Okay, here is the tremolo, harmonic tremolo in stereo. I'm not going to worry about the mono versus stereo because I don't have two mics to kind of illustrate that, but they both sound great. The stereo just has a really nice spread. So intensity's almost to 10 and speed's slow, and then I'll speed up the speed as well. So I've engaged the drive, but I'm going to do something that I think a lot of people don't do, where the drive is actually not distortion, it's a boost that hits the front end to make the amp start to distort a little sooner. But if you drive up top and then bring the volume down a bit, I feel like it gets this really sort of crystalline sound to me that's kind of reminiscent of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now I'm not really a Stevie Ray Vaughan player, but I feel like there's articulation that sounds similar to me. seconds here. I don't want to upset the neighbors or my wife. So here's a humbucker guitar for a second with the drive hitting the front end volumes at about 6 and drives at about 9.